Hey, this is a video for anyone who has 68 through 71 Lincoln Mark III with bad radiator. This car came to me. It's a friend's car. This thing sat for 20 years. The motor had a rod knock. They replaced the motor, but it never cooled right. I took the radiator that was in there. It was actually the wrong radiator, but I brought it in. They said it was 60% plugged. They boiled it out. It still wasn't cooling right. But I didn't really like that radiator anyways. It didn't fit all that well. I ran the numbers. It was for a 71 Mustang, but it was too wide. Some idiot actually they torched out part of the core support to get it to fit in the car. But at least they didn't eat the mounts. So I tried to find something that was a similar size. Guy on Lincoln forums actually suggested a radiator for 79 to 91 Mustang, but not a stock one, a performance upgrade. And their suggestion was for a 3-row, and I should have gone with that. I went with a 2-row because I thought I was going to have clearance issues with the fan, but I got plenty of clearance. So if this one has any overheating issues, it'll just go to a 3-row. But I changed some things while I was doing it. When I ordered the radiator, since it's for a Mustang, I got rubber mounts for a Mustang because the factory mounts wouldn't fit around it at all. But this is a Champion radiator. If you try this mod on your Mark III, don't get one from Champion. Only reason is even though these are mounts for a Mustang, you would think it would bolt right on. No, Champion uses this goofy little tiny mount here, and it would not fit with this thing, so I had to make an adapter out of I think it's some 3/16 steel. So it's just to take up the gap, because this is this little slot here inside the mount. It's actually 9/16. So let me see if I can get it out. So it's 9/16, and this is just basically a sleeve. But yeah, if you do this, go with any brand other than Champion and look closely at their pictures so you can see what style mount it is. Because I've seen other ones in performance magazines for Mustang, because I started getting their little magazines for Mustangs and stuff after I ordered this, and all of them were a nicer setup. But I made the mounts, tried to make it look factory. While I was at it, I decided to add an overflow bottle, because from the factory, what they do is they don't have an overflow bottle. They leave it, I don't know, I think about 2 inches from the top of the radiator, and they just leave, gap for expansion. But I don't really like that. Other people have put in overflow bottles, and they just didn't look right to me. They were like, I saw one person, they sort of just hanging off to the side there. I've seen one other person where they got rid of the washer bottle and put the overflow bottle there. But I saw there was a spot over there at the battery tray. There actually was a little stud there to mount, that I thought I could mount something there. But I found that the battery tray was actually rotted, so I had to remake the battery tray. So I made some dies and I actually stamped it. Don't ask about that. That was difficult. But I stamped the little area where it's recessed, and I put a bolt, so it's like original. And I made this little stand to hold a bottle, just an old liquor bottle, filled it up with antifreeze, and now there you go. I have an overflow bottle. But I wanted to make it look factory, so I made these little tabs, and this is sort of a J hook, so it wraps all the way around the hose, so it doesn't fall down. I just painted it up with some semi-gloss black paint, and so far it seems to be working well. It gets to about 185 and stays there. But I haven't had it in hot weather yet. I just finished the install of this about 2 months ago, and it doesn't get hot anymore. It used to be sitting, it didn't matter what temperature it was, it would climb to about 220. And it probably would have gone higher, but I didn't want to let it, so I always shut it off. Now I could leave it running, and I could leave it sitting here idling for like an hour, and it won't get any higher than 180, 190 at best. But yeah, so I'm pretty happy with that. At least now it's stable. Only things left to do is I have to make a fan shroud for it. Also, one thing is, because the inlet is a smaller diameter than factory, so you have to order one of these little reducers just so the hose is on tight. Some people might want to just crank down on the clamp more, and I don't like that, so I just went with this. They're cheap. Get them on. I think I got it from Summit. That's about all. So if you want a cheap alternative to recoring your radiator, this is about the best way to do it. Did a performance replacement for 79 to 93 Mustang. That's all.